Welcome to the annual State of the City Address presented by Mayor Eunice Ulloa. My name is Frank Ortiz, and I'm the chair-elect for the Chino Valley Chamber Board of Directors. I will be your master of ceremonies this morning. As we begin the program, I would like to acknowledge and thank those luncheon sponsors, which are Waste Management, the Chino Valley Medical Center, yay, City of Chino, the Kiwanis Club of Chino, and the Lewis Group of, great, and the Lewis Group of Companies. I'd also like to thank our distinguished sponsors for today's event and video. They are Leshire and Winder LLP, Borenstein Enterprises, Kell Atlantic Homes, Chaffey College, Champion Newspaper, Chino Valley Fire District, Citizens Business Bank, Gravila Dental, Inland Empire Utilities Agency, Kaiser Permanente, Majestic Realty, Monte Vista Water District, NPSHS, Ceres Regis Group, and Supervisor Kurt Hagman's 4th District. Southern California Edison, Tri-Counties Association of Realtors, and Watson Land Company. Let's hear it for all of them. I would also like to acknowledge a few of our distinguished guests, which we have the honor of having this afternoon. I'd like to start off with our supervisor, Kurt Hagman. Paola Avendano, representing Assembly Member Freddie Rodriguez. The Chino Hills Mayor, Ray Marquez. Chino Hills Council Member, Art Bennett. Chino Hills City Manager, Rad Bartlin. Sarah Ramos Evinger, Chino Valley Fire District Board President. Mike Krieger, Chino Valley Fire District Board of Vice President. Brian Joes, Chino Valley Fire District Board Member, Director. Ed Gray, Chino Valley Fire District Board Director. Sylvia Orozco, Chino Valley Unified School District President. And Kathleen Brugger, Chaffey College Board Vice President. Lee C. McDougall from Chaffey, sorry. Gary Ovitt, Chaffey College Board. Dr. Henry Shannon, Chaffey College Superintendent President. Dr. Teresa Hull, Dean of Chaffey College, Chino Campus. Stephen Eli, Inland Empire Utilities Board President. Sandra Rose, Monte Vista Water District Board President. Philip Irwin, Monte Vista Water District Vice President. Tony Lopez, Monte Vista Water Board District Director. Manny Martinez, Monte Vista Water District Board Director. Mark Kenzie, Monte Vista Water District General Manager. Okay, at this time, I'd like to have everyone stand for the presentation of colors by Joint Honor Guard of the Chino Police Department and the Chino Valley Fire District, and the Pledge of Allegiance led by our distinguished County Supervisor Kurt Hagman, followed by the National Anthem, sung by Dr. Kim Cabrera. Then please remain standing for the invocation led by Pastor Ralph Neighbor of Mosaic, LA.
Good morning, everybody. Will you please join me in saluting the greatest flag on earth? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, now bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Right, face. Forward, march.
I was pleasantly shocked and greatly honored when the mayor called me and invited me back after being gone for 4 years to do the invocation today. I felt like the prodigal son had been invited home for Sunday lunch. It's wonderful for us to be here together. This is a great city. You don't know what you have until you leave it. These are wonderful leaders. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we are so grateful as we look back not only over this past year, but over the decades, to see your hand of grace and mercy on us during lean times and the blessings during good times. I thank you for all those this past year who have given themselves to the running of this city, from the city council, the mayor, to all of those who work at desks and out in the fields. Thank you for police officers and firefighters who have worked so diligently 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to protect us and watch over us. Thank you for the future and the ability that you have given to us to create it. Thank you for those who have worked so hard to plan not only for the past, but now for the future. I pray that today we would courageously and boldly go into the future, realizing that you have been with us all along. We thank you for the food that we are about to eat and for the bounty which we have been given. I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Okay, please be seated. I want to thank everyone for sharing their gifts and talents with us this morning. It was fantastic. Now, I would like to introduce Mayor Ulloa, who will proceed with this afternoon's program. Mayor Ulloa has been a public servant since 1983 and a member of the Chino City Council since 1984. She and her husband Bob have lived in Chino community for over 40 years. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Eunice Ulloa. Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome to the State of the City Address and Luncheon. I'm Eunice Ulloa, the Mayor of Chino. And I'd like to thank Mr. Frank Ortiz for kicking off this afternoon's presentation. I'd also like to thank today's national anthem vocalist, Dr. Kim Cabrera. Dr. Cabrera is the principal of Don Lugo High School. Since 2014, she proudly has mentored her staff and students who have earned many notable achievements for academics, athletics, and my personal favorite, the 4-H program's Guide Dog program. Yay, Dr. Cabrera. Dr. Cabrera is a shining example of the Chino Way, a way of life defined by the values we hold as a community. Her hard work, pride, and ability to bring students and personnel together is invaluable. Thank you, Dr. Cabrera, for sharing your talents in school with us. And Dr. Cabrera, you know I have a soft spot for country life and animals. So before I proceed, I must commend you for your outstanding 4-H programs. Honoring our traditions in agriculture is I'm sorry, I'm so nervous, which is crazy, our agricultural past is indicative of the Chino Way, and I want to thank you very much. I'd also like to thank the joint Chino Valley Fire and Chino Police Department's Honor Guard for their service. And finally, a special thank you to my friend and pastor, Ralph Neighbor, for this afternoon's invocation. It means a lot for me to have you here. Thank you very much. At this time, I'm trying to get him and Pam to move back home. At this time, I'd like to recognize a few more dignitaries in the room. First, and of course most important, I would like to recognize my husband, Bob, who has joined us this afternoon. My fellow city council members and their spouses, please do stand when I call your names. Mayor Pro Tem Tom Howie. Council Member Earl Elrod and his wife Sandra. Council Member Gary George and his wife Deborah. And last but certainly not least, Councilman Glenn Duncan. Councilmember Duncan, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for your 25 years of dedicated service to the community. There's a retirement luncheon here in this building on June 15th. For more information, please see any of our staff members in the room and they will help you with your reservations. Now back to the dignitaries. I have the pleasure of introducing our city manager, Matt Ballantyne, our Chino Valley Fire District Chief Shackelford, representing Karen Comstock is Captain Wes Simmons, and the Community Services and Planning Commissioners, if you'd please stand. Come on, up. Cynthia Moran, Chino Hills Council Member. Cynthia. Katie Roberts and Gloria Negrete McLeod from the Chaffee College Board of Directors. And Linda Miranda, San Bernardino County Assistant Superintendent of Schools. A few weeks back, the Champion newspaper issued a here and there poking fun at this year's theme, implying that it should read the way we were, referencing, of course, the barn in an open field. This was a little funny quip. However, here I stand proudly to say the Chino Way is not just a barn or open land. It's a set of values beholden to our community. These values make us one, if not the best city in the region. The Chino Way means taking care of our community and maintaining that hometown feel. Yes, including barns and open fields. It's honoring our history while accepting and adapting to growth. It's grace under pressure when leadership transitions and economic challenges come our way. During my 34 years as an elected official in Chino, I have witnessed a tremendous amount of growth. In that time, our population has more than doubled, from about 40,000 to 84,000. Regardless of the challenges brought forth, we continue to progress with resiliency and balance, partly due to the values established by our founding fathers. Our founding fathers knew our land was rich and abundant, and it was incumbent upon them to be responsible stewards of the environment. Our founding families recycled before it was cool, reused what they could, and responsibly used water in the intention of conservation. Right? IEUA, right? To that end, not much has changed. The Old Schoolhouse Museum and Chino Community Garden are perfect examples of the environmental stewardship we have practiced throughout the city from our beginnings to now. From drip irrigation systems and artificial turf to solar energy and hybrid vehicles, we do our part. Land stewardship reaches beyond conservation and earth-friendly measures. Effective land stewardship takes partnerships, a value that we hold so dear in Chino. Most recently, our partnerships in land stewardship have reached a crossroads, and the residents have taken note. Make no mistake, we are definitely facing the challenges of growth and development. As your mayor, my intention for the next year is to revisit our policies on growth and development. I am passionate about maintaining a balanced community where diverse groups of people can find housing that supports the quality of life treasured in Chino. Our policies must also demonstrate the Chino Way philosophy, where residents come first. I will not support policies or decisions that cripple our hometown quality of life. I know collaboratively the council, development community, and residents can continue to promote a balanced community. I know this because it's the Chino Way. When there's a challenge, we roll up our sleeves and solve the issue. This is the same approach we will use to address any upcoming budget challenges. I've been asked, is the city in financial trouble? Absolutely not. We certainly have challenges with the changes the state's making in the employee pensions, but at this time, we are still in a great position. A great indicator of this is the numerous capital improvements projects throughout the city. This fiscal year, we spent an estimated $4.2 million improving infrastructure throughout the city. Some of these projects, such as the Schaefer Avenue Storm Drain Project, are being funded through a combination of development impact fees, grants, contributions from other agencies, and general fund reserves. Having the ability to plan and execute long-term infrastructure projects is a sign of smart budget planning attributed to conservative fiscal management the council and I established years ago. After all, it is the Chino Way to look forward, plan, and establish practices and policies to carry us through the storm. At this time, I would like to invite the members of the Planning Commission to make their way to the stage for the presentation of this year's Planning Commission Awards. As the planning commissioners make their way to the stage, I'd like to tell you a little bit about these very special awards. Each year during the Mayor's State of the City Address, we recognize outstanding new development projects that were completed in the previous year, as well as developments that are consistently well maintained. This year, we are recognizing and honoring 4 projects. Our first award is for the best new residential development, and this year the award goes to Hampshire at College Park. I would like to invite Marty Langap, Inland Empire Division, President of Cal Atlantic Homes, to receive the award. Kurt Hagman, are you still here? Would you like to join us in the presentation? No, he stepped out. Okay, we will be presenting for him. Let's see. Hampshire at College Park. Okay. Developed by Cal Atlantic Homes, formerly known as Standard Pacific Homes, Hampshire at College Park is the recipient of this year's Best New Residential Development Award. The 67-unit development offers detached single-family homes and configured adjacent to Classic Park. A variety of distinctive architectural themes are provided throughout the development, including Spanish colonial, Monterey, and American farmhouse. Please join me in congratulating Cal Atlantic Homes. The next award holds a special place in my heart as it's named after a dear friend, longtime community member, and Spirit of Achievement Award recipient, Reva Salter. The Reva Salter Award recognizes projects that combine practical, creative, and innovative approaches to achieve a quality development. This year, the Reva Salter Ma Chino Architectural Award goes to the City of Chino. I invite Mayor Pro Tem Howie and City Manager Matt Ballantyne up to please accept the award. This award is for the relocation of the city's community garden and the construction of the adjoining Pocket Park located at 5984 Riverside Drive. I would also like to commend Dr. Linda Reich, Director of Community Services, who manages the park programming. As well as Mike Coling, Capital Projects Manager. And his staff for working tirelessly with contractors in creating this educational space for our community. As you can tell, Dr. Reich and Mike Coling are quite popular with our staff. The community garden features raised and at-grade beds, themed demonstration gardens, subsurface irrigation systems, an open turf area, drought-tolerant landscaping, fruit trees, a vineyard, and a community gathering pavilion. The garden was designed to serve as an inspiration to cities across the region while providing health education to our community members. Our third Planning Commission award this afternoon is for Best New Industrial Development. Receiving this prestigious award is Lawrence and Richard Fu. Mr. Richard Fu, please join me on stage. This father and son team are receiving this award for the development of a 25,000 square foot industrial building for their American Acrylic Awards and Gifts business located at 5609 Chino Avenue. The building incorporates design features that are similar to the newer industrial buildings located within the city. Congratulations. Our final Planning Commission award for this afternoon is a Special Recognition Award. This year's Special Recognition Award goes to Robert and Frances Rodello of Rodello's Towing, located at 5088 Chino Avenue. Robert and Frances, the Rodellos are receiving this award for their exceptional property maintenance and upkeep of their site. It not only shows pride in ownership, but also great pride in Chino. Rodello's Towing has been a long-standing company in Chino since 1951. They are very, very treasured residents. Thank you to the members of the Planning Commission for your assistance in selecting these quality projects. Now please join me in giving a round of applause for all of our award recipients. Now, for those of you who attend our city council meetings, tune in from home on Chino 3, or stream council meetings online, you're familiar with our next award, the Mayor's Home Beautification Award. This year, I am pleased to announce the annual Mayor's Beautification Award goes to Ms. Cynthia Vanderpool. Ms. Vanderpool's beautiful home was chosen from the 12 monthly home beautification award winners from 2016. That's a mouthful. There's a lot of loving care that goes into the upkeep of this home, and it shows. What I like the most about this landscape is that it's drought tolerant and shows the diversity of this type of landscape. Cynthia could not be with us here this afternoon, but nevertheless, I would like to thank her for helping her neighborhood look beautiful. Now for the best part. I invite you to sit back, relax, and watch the annual video that beautifully demonstrates that the Chino Way is more than just a barn. The Chino way of life ignites a plethora of emotions for me. It flares up fond memories of dairies, taking care of our land, and warm-hearted people. Our history is woven with examples of our community doing things the right way since before our incorporation in 1910.
The Chino Way started back in the 50s probably. If you look back, the work ethic of this community is unbelievable. And even if you're not in the dairy business anymore, and let's say your son's an attorney, their work ethic is, you get up early in the morning, you go home late at night, you get things done. And I think that's gone on for generations, and I think it shows.
I think the Chino Way is neighbors knowing neighbors, being there for each other, taking care of each other. And that's what Chino does. Chino is there to help its residents, help those that are in need. We do that through our nonprofits. I know I've run Chino Neighborhood House for many, many years, and we provide food and clothing. Isaiah's Rock provides food for the needy in the community. So we're a good community that has values left.
Well, the Chino Way means taking care of neighbors and our city. Chino has for many years been a place where our residents feel comfortable and safe. But when there's a problem and neighbors are hurting or there's something going on, the city has a way of coming together, whether it's through our service clubs, whether it's through our nonprofits. Our families knows that they can rely on our neighbors and our citizens.
I see the Chino Way as a partnership between the city, the constituents, the businesses that we're trying to bring into the city, the residents who want to maintain the agricultural area, and it's a great partnership that I'm glad to be a part of.
As the newly re-elected mayor of this amazing city, I am proud to say that regardless of the growth, regardless of technology and urbanization, we, the people of Chino, continue to be responsible stewards of our land. Our master plan for Chino includes neighborhoods where horses, cows, and chickens are welcomed, and housing options range from single-story homes to apartment homes.
We've seen substantial growth not only in our preserve area, but our College Park area and infill projects in our city. With the growth of College Park, we've become more of a college town with Chaffey College here. This is where businesses in town can send their employees to enhance their job skills, to learn new skills, to enhance their performance in their current job.
One of the great parts of the Chaffey College connection is the fact that years ago, I think in the late 90s, we were able to bring a small campus down here and a bank building up on Central. It went from that to the Bob Pyle Information Technology Center, which not only is a great technological achievement for the area, but also allowed another partnership, and that's the partnership with business, because it allowed the businesses in the area to train their employees right here in the city of Chino, which helps bring businesses to the city of Chino.
The city, from our previous agricultural heritage, has completely changed in the way of our businesses have improved. There are more places to go. Our citizens have more recreation, more places to eat, more places to shop. And we've seen a tremendous change in the last 15, 20 years, not only in the size, residents, but in the makeup of our city.
In the industrial area, we have high sales tax generators, which are pharmaceutical companies, and they have point of sales. And that has really shored up City Hall and their budget. We've been able to build this police facility, parks. Ayala Park now is completely built out with lighting. We're doing a lot in Chino.
Balancing the environment and physical landscapes is something I am passionate about, and what I consider to be the Chino way of good governance. Along those lines, we have taken steps to ensure water conservation is a way of life, not just something that happens when the state declares a drought. Because of that philosophy, Chino has decreased its water usage an average of 23% in the last year. We have had a little over 200 residents take advantage of state rebates for smart sprinkler nozzles, energy-efficient appliances, and drought-tolerant landscaping. In fact, 3 of our Mayor's Home Beautification Award recipients for 2016 showcased the beauty behind drought-tolerant landscapes. Additionally, we implemented a new water reading system for all 20,000 water service accounts. This system allows the city to reduce water loss by identifying and fixing leaks early. This technology upgrade will greatly benefit the community in 2017 as we migrate toward a budget-based water rate structure. Budget-based rates are a billing structure designed to consider the unique water needs of each customer and to allow the lowest cost water to be utilized for essential use indoors. This customized approach gives families and businesses an allocation of water based on their unique indoor and outdoor water needs, while also encouraging conservation.
So the city has really improved its infrastructure in the last few years. We have spent a tremendous amount of money on making our roads better, making our facilities better. Some of our new infrastructure projects include the East Side Treatment Facility, which will eliminate nitrates and give us safe, clean drinking water for our residents. Also, we made tremendous strides in our rehabilitation of our streets. We have put in a brand new Schaefer Avenue sewer project along with our Ramona Avenue project. There's a number of signals, also a number of different street projects that really are beginning to beautify our city and make it safer for our residents.
I think we've tried real hard to keep the youth in the city busy, meaning parks, meaning boxing club, it could be soccer, baseball, we have it all. Ayala Park's over 100 acres. One thing that I pushed for in Ayala Park was the skate park, and my son and his friends, they all skate. My son, that was about the only activity he could do because he had asthma. And so I looked into it. We went to the kids and said, what do you want to see in a skate park? What is important to you guys? And they came up with the plans and everything, and we built it, and it's been very successful. It's been a very good activity for the kids.
Another great public-private partnership was with Solar City and the Chino Valley Unified School District. I'm sure you've noticed the carports that have been going up around on all the campuses. Well, those carports are also solar panels that are reducing the cost of power to the school district. The savings that were incurred with this partnership was in the neighborhood of $500,000.
Ideally, we would like to have a community where people not only live here, but they work here. The business community itself embraces the feel of Chino. They like the fact that we're a small town feel in the middle of a big metropolitan area. They like the fact that we have events that take place in the city, like the concerts on the lawn in front of City Hall, where you get 2,000 people there and you don't have any problems. You don't have to have police there. You don't have fights going on. It's neighbors and neighbors enjoying a good evening at home.
The Chino way of life has ingrained the spirit of volunteerism and unity into the Chino community. Organizations, events, and people of Chino enhance the quality of life by creating opportunities that make Chino unique. On behalf of the City Council, I would like to honor the 2016 Spirit of Achievement recipients, Walt Pocock and his beloved wife, Dee. Sadly, Dee passed away in August of 2016 and is greatly missed. Her devotion and care for others extended to her community as she was active with the Breezy Elks and the Chino Kiwanis Corn Feed Run car show. Dee will be remembered for her genuine kindness and warm smile. She will be missed by us all. With Dee's full support, Walt, for over 20 years, dedicated himself to enriching the quality of life in Chino. As a successful businessman, he was the Chino Valley Chamber of Commerce Businessman of the Year in 1996. He was also an Edwin Rhodes Community Service Award recipient in 2010 and an active Kiwanian. The Chino Kiwanis Club's annual Corn Feed Run is a hallmark event that has grown tremendously under Walt's leadership. His efforts have raised thousands of dollars for service projects and charities in Chino. This landmark event is one that my husband and I proudly participate in as car enthusiasts. Where you saw Walt, you saw Dee. I am eternally grateful for the love they gave to our community. As a close friend and elected official, I have witnessed the passion and countless hours of dedication from Walt and Dee. They have truly enhanced our community for the better. I miss Dee and her honesty, and I am saddened that she is not here for the award. However, I am happy to see Walt and his family in the audience. Therefore, it is my privilege to congratulate Walt and present him with the Spirit of Achievement Award.
Chino is a unique community where you help your friends, you know your friends, you go down to the local restaurants and you know somebody there and you wave at them when you're going down the street. And it's nice to have that community relationship and just everywhere, you're just among friends all the time. I'm really honored to be to receive this award, and on behalf of my wife and myself, we really appreciate this. We don't do volunteer work to get awards or to get any kind of pay. It's just to be able to help out others. Volunteering and helping out others in the community is a great experience, and I encourage everyone to go out and help your neighbors, go out and help somebody else do something, and you'll be surprised what kind of satisfaction you get. You'll broaden your horizons, you'll meet more people. It's a rewarding experience for all involved, including you and the people that you're supporting and helping out.
Chino is growing, there's no doubt about that. And we've seen our small town become a big town. It'll even become a bigger town in the future, but it still has that hometown feeling. People live here, they grow up here, they continue to add to the community, and I think the future is very bright for Chino as we go forward.
I see Chino's growth in 10 or 15 years as a partnership between businesses that will be brought into the city, which helps bring a stronger, vibrant economy to the area, and the rural quality that is with us now. There has to be a balance, and being a new member of the council, I'm learning how to try to make this balance work.
The versatility of Chino is we have people from Orange County moving in, we have people from LA moving in. They can work here, they can, raise their family here. We have a good school system, and they get into the way Chino is. And you wave at the cops and you talk to people in the grocery store, and it has changed somewhat, but it's still Chino.
Where I see us going as a community is a balanced community, a community where you can work, you can play, you can go out for an evening with your family. We are one of the strongest cities financially in the Inland Empire. We've done that mainly through economic development in our city. We have provided not only jobs, but we bring sales tax revenue to our city. Our residents like the idea of shopping in Chino because they live in Chino.
The Chino way of life is certainly unique and a lifestyle people choose. It's a philosophy where volunteerism is deeply rooted and passed on to the next generation. In 2016, 440 city volunteers donated over 35,000 hours of service to our community. That service is valued at nearly $1 million. The Chino way of life also ignites pride and instills civic duty. We maintain our way of life because of the local businesses and residents who proudly are involved and active in decisions that shape our community. But above all, the Chino way of life is honoring our land, respecting our history, embracing change, and moving forward responsibly. While 2017 is already filled with transitional decisions, I am encouraged knowing the values planted in our history continues to guide the Chino way of governance and life for generations to come.
One of my favorite Chino memories is actually, I have too many. My daughter being in softball teams, doing a lot of stuff with the city of Chino, all these events and a lot of things that are going on. So there's too many.
Well, there's a lot of memories that we have in Chino, and it's hard to really pinpoint one thing because there's so many. But on a personal note, you know, my kids were raised here in Chino, and so there's just so many memories of them going to school here, having activities here.
I love the small town community feel that we have here in Chino. It's just a community. Everybody knows one another. Everybody knows their neighbors. I like that safe community feel.
I love the old feel of country mixed with the modernization of it growing. My dad had a detail shop here years ago on Riverside Drive next to Rodello's Towing. He was there for about 25 years, and just seeing the expansion of businesses, communities, the diversity, being in a high school where you just felt it was small, but small enough, but not too overwhelming. You knew everybody. Almost, you see those movies, from the 50s where everybody kind of says hello to each other. Chino kind of gives me that same feeling.
Now that, my esteemed colleagues and friend, is the Chino way. I think we can all agree that the Chino way of life stirs up a deep sense of community of pride, and you're all part of that. Now, I would like to take a few moments to properly acknowledge Walt and Dolores, or as I knew her, Dee Pocock. As we saw in the video, Walt and Dee are the 10th recipients of the Spirit of Achievement Award, and in a few days, we will add their names to the Spirit of Achievement statue on Central Avenue in front of City Hall, where they will join fellow award recipients like myself, Reva Salter, the late Phyllis Othier, Fred Aguirre, the late Ruben S. Ayala, Pastors Dave and Charlene King, Alma Combs, Linda Takeuchi, and Paul and Karen Larson. It's with the help of dedicated individuals like Walt and Dee that we are able to maintain that hometown feel. Walt, will you and your family please join me on stage? I'd like Walt to introduce the family members that are here with him today.
Well, I have Robin Reyna, daughter Robin Reyna, daughter Sharon Tima, and granddaughter Dawn Amon. Dawn teaches school here in Chino at the same school she went to when she was growing up. So. And of course, our Kiwanis family, raucous Kiwanis group out there.
Walt, I want to thank you for your contributions to the Chino community. The endless hours of planning the Kiwanis corn-feed run car show, it's always a tongue twister, and years on our planning commission are commendable. You, with Dee always by your side, were and are perfect examples of the special people who embody the Chino Way. It doesn't matter if it was a planning commission vote or a Kiwanis event, you always think of and put residents first. You listen to the community pulse, and for that, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I humbly present you with the Spirit of Achievement Award.
Wow. Well, thank you very much. And I just can't express how much I wish Dee was standing here with me, but I have the rest of the girls, so. I'm just blown away by this honor. I'm humbled. I can't believe it. I just thank you very much for selecting me. And the cornfeed run has no commercials. Well, I just want to thank all the sponsors that are in the room for helping us out.
He's got to get in one last commercial. Oh, my goodness sakes. Well, I hope you enjoyed this afternoon's presentations. I leave you with the thought that I recently read. If we do not honor our past, we lose our future. If we destroy our roots, we cannot grow. That, my friends, is the key to governance the Chino Way. And keeping those thoughts in mind will keep us moving forward. That was rough. Dee and I were pretty close, so it's hard that she's not here. Now, before I pass this mic back to Mr. Ortiz, I would like to acknowledge another retiring member of our community, Mr. Bruce Woods of the Chino Champion. Where are you, Bruce? Right here. Like the city, the Champion is going through changes too. Bruce, thank you for your community activism and local focus news. I wish you the best in your retirement. It's been a pleasure working with you and making Chino an informed community. Now, Mr. McCombs was supposed to be here, but apparently he was delayed at a doctor's appointment and so couldn't make it. But I would like to thank him for the roots that he set firmly down in Chino. And for those who have been around for a while, you might have caught Mr. McCombs' picture in the beginning of the video in a photograph with an awardee from the Chino Fairgrounds Junior Fair. It was quite an old picture. Because of him, we have our very own special independent local fire, my goodness sakes, I'm used to saying local fire department, local newspaper that proudly features articles and pieces of information that are indicative of our community's values and what is important to us. Even though Mr. McCombs is still active in the Champion, I must express my sincere appreciation for his ability to keep us all honest. Please join me in giving a round of applause both to Mr. Bruce Woods and Mr. Al McCombs. I would also like to acknowledge and give a warm welcome to Mr. Will Fleet, the new owner of the Chino Champion. Mr. Fleet. I understand Mr. Fleet has a long history in the newspaper business and is just as passionate about local coverage and community involvement as Mr. Combs. Welcome, Mr. Fleet. Now, one last thank you before I hand the mic off to Mr. Ortiz. I would like to sincerely thank our city manager, Matt Ballantyne, and his administration staff for putting this event together and for working closely with the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you very much for a great event. We sold out. So hang tight, everyone. We're almost done. Mr. Ortiz, please join me on the stage. He has a little surprise for you all, compliments of the Lewis Group of Companies. Thank you again for attending today. I sincerely appreciate all of your input into our community. You make us the Chino Way. Thank you.
Thank you again to our luncheon sponsors and our distinguished table sponsors for your generous support. And thanks to the mayor and the City of Chino administration staff for putting this together. Drive safely. I hope you've enjoyed this afternoon. I certainly have. And remember, the Chino Way is like no other. So have a great afternoon. Thank you very much.